And so all these pastimes took place there. And of course, Govardhan is most famous for having been lifted up by the left hand, the pinky of the left hand of Krishna, over 5,000 years ago when there was a torrential downpour that was instigated by a person named Indra. Indra was attempting to destroy all the residents of Krishna's village, and the reason he was attempting to do that was that he was really upset that Krishna didn't want his village friends to worship him, worship Indra. So he wanted to take revenge and to kill everybody, but fortunately Krishna was able to use Govardhan, which is quite a big hill, as an umbrella to shield the residents of Vrindavan. So many of these pastimes were revealed by Krishna's great grandson named Brajanabha, who came to this pilgrimage place after Krishna had left the planet, obviously, and he described the various places around Govardhan, and also he enabled quite a mystical experience, because when he had a kirtan, the residents of Govardhan that had been there when Krishna was there magically appeared, and Krishna actually magically appeared too. So here we see a sample of Govardhan Hill, and Govardhan Hill from the top. So we're going to start in the center of Govardhan, which consists of this one temple called the Mukara Vinda Temple. Now this Mukara Vinda Temple has some Govardhan Shilas. The Govardhan Shilas are stones from Govardhan, and these particular Govardhan Shilas are considered to be the mouth of Govardhan. And so because they're considered to be the mouth of Govardhan, they're being fed 24 hours a day. Because Govardhan has an insatiable appetite. And he's non-different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the mountain incarnation of the Lord. He's also the best servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And over 5,000 years ago. So over 5,000 years ago, the villagers were offering him practically unlimited quantities of food, and he ate it all, and he still wanted more. And finally, he was satisfied with something called the tulsi leaf. That satisfied him. So right next to this temple, there's a place called, a lake called the Manasi Ganga. And this Ganges, means the mind Ganges, was created from Krishna directly from his mind. Some more views of the Manasi Ganga. That's the Mukara Vinda Temple. And the reason Krishna created a lake from his mind is because the Ganges is known as a place that purifies you even if you are very sinful. So sometimes people do bad things and then they go bathe in the Ganges. And sometimes people keep a little bottle of Ganges water with them so they can do bad things and that they spray each other after it. Famous amongst the criminals. But Krishna did ostensibly a bad thing one time. What was the bad thing that Krishna did? He killed a calf. Now, calves, cows, bulls are sacred. But this calf was a demon in disguise. He was called Vatsasura. But still, he was in the guise of a calf. So the cowherd boys said to Krishna, you have to go to the Ganges to get rid of your sins. Of course, Krishna doesn't have any sins, obviously, because just by chanting his name, then you get rid of all bad karma, all sinful reactions. You don't even have to worry about it. That doesn't mean you should do things like that. Do bad things and just go, Hare Krishna. Kill you. Hare Krishna. It doesn't work like that. It won't work if you take advantage of it like that. It's one of the offenses on the chanting of the Lord's holy name. So Krishna created the Ganges from his mind, And he later on proved it was the Ganges by having the presiding deity of the Ganges, Ganga Devi, come out of the Ganges. When Yashodamaya, his mother, and Nanda Maharaj, his father, wanted to go to the actual Ganges, he proved to them that this was the real Ganges. Krishna had various pastimes on this Manasa Ganga. One of the pastimes is that one time he was acting as a boatman and ferrying the gopis across the river. I'm not going to tell all the details of the story. And there was a storm, and the gopis, including Srimati Radharani, noticed that this particular boatman had a flute stuck into his belt. And then they grabbed Krishna, but Krishna was actually hiding himself for some time. There's some beautiful pictures of this particular pastime. And previously, they had not discovered it was Krishna, and because of the rough waters and the water sinking and the boat sinking, he had asked them to throw all their milk products off over the boat, over the side, and even one point even asked them to throw their clothes over the side, but they were ready to throw him into the Manasi Ganga. And at the center of this whole particular area, there's the Bhajan Kutir of Sanatana Goswami, one of the great saints in the Gaudiya Vaishnava history. And this particular location is called the Chakaleshra Mahadev spot. The reason it's called Chakaleshra Mahadev is because the Sudarshan chakra of Krishna hovered over this particular area to protect Govardhan Hill when Indra was trying to inundate all of this particular area. And so Lord Shiva, in this particular form, is the guardian of this area, and he's known as Chakaleshra Mahadev. In each of the various pilgrimage places, we find different manifestations of Lord Shiva. For example, in Vrindavan, Lord Shiva is known as Gopishra Mahadev. And in Radhakund, Lord Shiva is known as Kundeshwara Mahadev. There's also a temple there to Manasi Devi, who is the presiding deity of the Manasi Ganga area. And here's the deities. Next, we're going to go to the place in this particular area that the Goswami told us we should go to first.